Okay, immunizations. I have a couple of kids, and that's been an area of debate for me, immunizations. You know, of course, we know there are risk with the immunizations, 1 in 25,000 per vaccine that can have an adverse reaction to the immunization. Of course, we know that, you know, a large component of the population is not even immunized, and those that are typically the lower socioeconomic groups, and they don't have big outbreaks in those groups. So basically, you know, my question, my dilemma is, should I immunize, should I not immunize? If, you know, of course, the fear factor that the medicine puts out is if you don't immunize, you're going to get all this. And I haven't immunized, you know, my 4-year-old, and he's been the healthiest kid in, you know, his kindergarten class.
Well, you have to decide as an individual what is your path of least resistance. In other words, if you really believe in the importance and value of immunization and you don't do it, then that's not the path of least resistance for you. Mm-hmm. There's no right or wrong answer in this. There are children who are immunized, who are well. There are children who are not, who are well. As you say, your past experience tends to haunt you. In other words, you worry about epidemics. They are immunizing people against smallpox now in the fear that there will be a germ warfare that is offered. And we say more people will get sick as a result of the thought that is spreading about than from any disease that will ever come.
Well, is there any way to any concise clarity? For example, I've investigated polio a little bit, and it was my understanding that statistics are, you know, it's a funny thing. I mean, when you use percentages with statistics, you can say that polio was on increase 100%, and that just means 4 cases instead of 2 last year. So, you know, statistics can really...
If you were moving to a healthier and healthier and healthier and healthier population, then we would continue to enjoy conversations about disease control and immunizations. But what we see happening is, as quickly as you find some vaccine or some methodology to quell or squelch some disease, a new disease never known to man pops up. In other words, resistance is going to show up in disease, and until you start treating resistance, you will always have disease. You see, it's sort of like wanting to contain the water in a vessel, and it is made of clay, and so it gets a hole and you plug it up, so it gets another hole and you plug it up, and it gets another hole and you plug it up, and it gets another. And this is sort of what medicine is doing, is just plugging up holes, and in the process it is making people feel less secure, not more secure. It is making them more a vibrational match to disease, not less of a vibrational match to disease. And most importantly, it is sapping the joy out of their life. As humans have come to believe that the longevity of life is more important than the quality of life, then you find ways to keep yourselves alive for longer and longer periods of time under the trauma that something could go wrong. And we are just not that sure that it is the best way of going about it. If we were standing in physical shoes, we would be looking for the path of least resistance to believe in the self-healing qualities of our physical body, and we would not be promoting so much outside intervention, because the outside intervention, as you just said, keeps swirling around. In other words, every time you turn around, they have a new idea about what is the best process for all of that, you see.
Well, sure, and what you say is actually parallels my thinking and my belief system, but what happens when I have to appease a spouse that's maybe not in the same place that I am, and there's a little bit of conflict there?
Then you find the path of least resistance. You say, as you said to us, while it may not help, it will not harm. This is a non-issue. Give the kid a shot. In other words, find your path of least resistance within it.